I welcome you to the revolutionary session on how to speak English fluently using the US UK methodology. I'm calling this session revolutionary because after this session, your perspective to see the English communication will change completely. Before we start, I would like to introduce myself. I am Arun Shahane and I'm your host for this session. I have more than 15 years of experience in the corporate world. I worked in multinational companies like TCS, Tech Mahindra, Ocwin Financial Corporation, Aviva UK Insurance, etc. A person is not able to speak fluent English means he takes unnecessary pauses while speaking. A person takes unnecessary pauses because he or she is nervous, or he's not certain what to say, or he doesn't know what to speak. So, this act of pausing before saying something, especially if you are nervous or not certain or sure what to say, or don't know what to speak, is called hesitation. So, what do you think? Why people hesitate while speaking English? Let's have your opinion. In LMS, you will see the what are the reasons of hesitation. Click on it. Over here, you will see the survey link. Click on it and share your response about what are the reasons of hesitation and submit. Regarding the reasons of hesitations, we did a survey in metro cities and we found these responses. So, the first reason for hesitation is the lack of practice. To master any skill, you must need to practice it. And speaking English is a skill. Hence, to master this skill, we must practice it. Second reason for hesitation is lack of vocabulary. What do you think about this reason? Is this the real reason? Let's check. My question to you, do you understand English? I mean, when your teacher teaches you any subject in English, do you understand English? I know you do. Let's take another situation. Do you understand English when your manager speaks with you in English or when you attend interview? Tell me one thing. You are watching me. Are you able to understand what I'm speaking? Obviously, you do. Now, what does this mean? This means you have enough vocabulary. Yes, enough vocabulary to understand English. Most of the people who are graduate know enough words to understand spoken English. Believe me, even a student who has completed high school knows all the common words we use in everyday spoken English. But the irony of the case is that even postgraduate people who have quite enough stock of vocabulary aren't able to speak fluent English. Please note, exceptions are not discussed. Let's say this is a UK kid of age around 4 years. The vocabulary of this small girl is definitely less than this Indian postgraduate. How many English words does an average Indian postgraduate know? We asked these questions to Copilot, which is like a chat GPT, and we got this answer. Generally, Indian postgraduate knows around 20 to 35,000 words. Let's consider this is an exaggerated number, but obviously, an Indian postgraduate must have a vocabulary of around 4 to 5,000 words. And we asked Google how many words this 4-year UK kid understands. And we got this answer 1000 to 1500 words. That's it. This means this UK kid knows fewer words than this Indian postgraduate. But between these two, who does speak fluent English? What do you think? Obviously, this small little girl, right? This implies vocabulary is not the main reason for not speaking fluent English. Next reason is lack of confidence. How many people think this is a real reason? See, this is a superficial reason and not an underlying reason. Let's take an example. In our meeting, there are a few managers. One of them I know, he manages staff of more than 100 people. Obviously, the person who manages more than 100 people must have confidence. So tell me, if I ask him to fly a plane, will he be able to fly it? Of course, no, right? Because to fly a plane, the person needs training and practice along with confidence. Hence, I said confidence is a superficial reason and not an underlying reason to speak fluent English. That is, confidence is not the main reason. Lack of proper guidance. Guidance is required to master any skill, and so is English speaking. And the last reason we are going to say is don't know grammar. Few people say this is one of the reasons, but again, this is not the prime reason because grammar is the least important to learn any spoken language. And the same is true for spoken English. Let me prove this. Guys, tell me one thing. When we were children, did we first learn to speak Hindi language or did we first learn Hindi grammar? Obviously, first we learn to speak Hindi. Take the example of this UK kid. Will his father first teach him grammar and then teach him how to speak English? He won't, right? So when we grew up, did we use the wrong Hindi grammar? Or does this UK kid, when grown up, use the wrong English grammar or make mistakes in grammar? Obviously, he won't, right? So here's the message. The natural language learning process has an inbuilt capability to make you learn, understand, and apply grammar. For that, you are not required to study grammar separately. That's why grammar is least important to speak fluent English. As I told you, in my career, I worked for more than 15 years in multinational companies like TCS, Tech Mahindra, Ocwin Financial Corporation, Aviva UK Insurance. And over there, I had to interact with US UK people day in and day out. I also spent some time in UK London. So, through close interaction with these people, I found the reason why we people are not able to speak fluent English. And I was also able to find out the exact process, methodology these US UK people use so that they speak English fluently. More specifically, I found the 4 reasons for hesitation and so do the solutions. Today, we'll see the first reason for hesitation and its solution. So, are you guys excited to know the first reason for hesitation and its solution? I hope you are. Stay tuned. Before we proceed, I would like to make you a request. The next 20 minutes are very important, so please declutter your mind and avoid all sort of distractions. I also request you to put your mobile on silent mode, and I hope you have already done it. Here is the first reason for hesitation, and it is native hesitation. You heard it right. It's a native hesitation. Native hesitation is faced by non-native speakers and native speakers both. I forgot to tell you who is a native speaker and a non-native speaker. Let's say it quickly. A person whose first language is English is called native English speaker. In the sense, all US UK people are native English speaker or just native speakers. And who are non-native English speaker? A person whose first language is not in English is called non-native English speaker. In the sense, we all Indian are non-native English speakers or just non-native speakers. So the first reason for hesitation is native hesitation, and it is faced by non-native speakers and native speakers both. Native hesitation is caused by 6 problems. For the sake of understanding, let's check problem number 1, causing native hesitation. The speaker has particular thought, idea, or feeling in his mind, but right word or phrase to express the thought, idea, or feeling may not occur to him readily. So, guys, how many people face this problem? I know many people face such problem every now and then. Such situations may occur even if you have a good vocabulary. And what's more, as we have seen, such type of situation is also faced by the native English speakers. When we did further research, we found the root cause of this problem lies in the speaking process itself. Yes. See, guys, speaking is a complex process. While speaking, we are occupied with many things like we need to decide the content of the speech, we need to decide the words and phrases in the speech, we need to make the grammatical arrangement of words and phrases in the speech. We also need to consider the listener's point of view. And lastly, we need to check whether the listeners are able to understand our content, that is our message. So, while dealing with all these things, it has happened that we come across such problems. Now, question is how to deal with this problem which causes hesitation. Well, as I told you, this problem is also faced by the native English speakers, and they have their ways to deal with this problem. While working with US UK people, I used to observe them closely and I found their ways to deal with this problem. Let's check. Let's check what they do to avoid this problem which causes hesitation. Native English speaker adopts a particular mindset to deal with such problems. As far as the mindset is concerned, whenever we people face such problem, we become nervous. How many people agree with this? Write N in comment box. N stands for nervous. But when the same problem is faced by the native English speakers, they hardly become nervous. Let me prove my point with this video clip. In this 30 seconds duration clip, I am showing you how native English speakers face the problem of hesitation and how they deal with it. In this video clip, there is one reporter and actress Emma Watson. I want you to count how many times the actress Emma Watson faced this problem.
As Star Wars or Marvel, DC, Harry Potter.
Totally.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like it unlocks for people something from their childhood, something that feels so deep inside them, and like something that they've always known. It has a level of familiarity that is just so intense and special. When I talk about prep and whatever else, it was like in the build up to the movie, I really felt the pressure of that, not just from me loving those films, but knowing how much this character means to so many people.
I hope you have counted how many times the actress faced the hesitation problem. I observed she faced a hesitation problem 5 to 6 times in just 30 seconds of her speech. Let's check some prominent points where she faced hesitation.
Means so much. Like the geekdom around animation is as intense as Star Wars or Marvel, DC, Harry Potter.
Totally.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like it unlocks for people something from.
Observe carefully. After this point, she faces hesitation.
Childhood, something that feels so deep inside them, and like something that.
Did you observe? Has she faced hesitation here? Apparently, you will not be able to spot it if she faces any hesitation. But when you observe her speech moment to moment, you will come to know that her speech pauses for a few moments. Second thing, she used repeat word and she was sort of thinking to recall relevant words. But her speech didn't stop forever because she managed this hesitation and continued her speech. So the speech stopped only for a few moments, because of which we couldn't spot her hesitation earlier. Let's watch ahead. Now, here is the second point. She faces hesitation. Watch it.
That they've always known. It has a level of familiarity that is just so intense and special. When I talk about.
How can we identify if she faced the hesitation? Again, her speech stopped for a few moments as she was trying to recall the exact word or phrase. You can witness it by observing her face, which proves she was sort of thinking about which word to pick up. Here also, speech didn't stop forever as she managed this hesitation and continued her speech. Let's watch one more point where she faces hesitation. After this, observe carefully, you will come to know she encountered a hesitation problem again. Let's watch.
me loving those films, but knowing how much this character means to so many people.
What was it you
This time you must have observed she made some different noise and then again use repeat words which indicates she is facing some trouble completing the structure. But somehow she managed all these problems and continued her speech gracefully. So if you observe carefully in just 30 seconds of speech, actors face hesitation problem 5 to 6 times. If you observe other native speakers too, you will come to know these people face such problems all the time. Did you observe one more thing? Even for a single moment, if actress was sort of nervous while dealing with his problem, I'm sure she wasn't. So, native English speakers hardly become nervous while dealing with hesitation. Hence, we need to study their mindset in detail and adopt their mindset to deal with hesitation, and then only we can give flow to our speech. Along with this, native English speakers use conventional tools and techniques to deal with such problems, and they have been using these tools and techniques since their childhood. And they learn these tools and techniques from their ancestors. And these tools and technique they derived from spoken English methodology. But we people don't know spoken English methodology. Then what do we know? We know written English methodology. That's why we can write well, but we cannot speak fluently. Written English methodology is used to write English and cannot be used to produce spoken English. And why it is so? It's because of few basic differences between these two methodologies. Let's see some basic differences between the speaking process and the writing process. First basic difference is time constraint. When we write sentence, we have enough time to think before we write. But while speaking, we have a less than second or 2 seconds to think before we speak. Another basic difference is while we write sentences, we can edit the sentences. I mean, we can change the wording, we can change the grammatical arrangement, and what's more, we can change the sequence of sentences. The same is not possible when we speak. Third difference is between content of writing and content of speaking. Writing is made up of complex, compound, and simple sentences. That's it. But your speech contain approximately 50% portion of short, simple sentences and very few portion of complex and compound sentences. Then what is the rest of the 50% of speech made up of? The rest of the 50% portion is made up of speech composition features. That is, your speech contains approximately 50% speech composition features. Now, what are speech composition features? The name itself suggests the speech composition features are features which help speaker to compose his speech. What's more, the speech composition features help the speaker to deal with hesitation, and in a way, these features help the speaker to keep the flow of speech continued. We don't know what are the speech composition features and how to use them to compose our speech. And that's why we stuck after speaking few sentences. There is no information available on Google or internet either. The most important thing is speech composition features are one of the part of spoken English methodology. Now we just saw the basic differences between writing and speaking process. Because of these basic differences, we cannot use the written English methodology to produce spoken English. The question remains the same. What is the solution for this native hesitation caused by problem number 1? So the solution to this problem is adopt a native English speaker mindset, learn and implement their tools and technique to deal with hesitation, and learn and apply spoken English methodology. When we learn and apply these three things, we'll be able to deal with hesitation caused by reason number 1. If you have any doubts, questions, you can ask them in the comments. Now we saw the first reason for hesitation and its solution. Likewise, there are 3 other reasons for hesitation, and their solutions. With this, we come to the end of the session. I hope you enjoyed the session and got a new perspective on English communication. We would like to know your feedback. So, in your LMS, there is a survey link asking for your feedback about the session. Please share your feedback. This feedback will go directly to our corporate office in Pune. It will take just a minute to share your feedback. Your feedback will help us improve our upcoming sessions for our future participants. Thank you for watching the video.